I'm your host, Shashank. If you're just tuning in, this is your opportunity to learn more about some of the launches we have here at re:Invent. We have our product experts here who are going to talk about SageMaker Studio Lab. I won't say anything more, but before that, let's do a quick round of introductions. My co-host, Isa.
Thank you, Shashank. So my name is Isa Huerga, and I'm part of the developer relations team at AWS.
Awesome. And Michelle and Emily.
Michelle Monclova, whoops, too loud. I am a product manager for the SageMaker team, and I'm representing SageMaker Studio Lab.
Awesome. Welcome.
And hey folks, Emily Weber, MLSA based in Chicago, and happy to talk to you about Studio Lab today.
Awesome. If I have to say, we had a lot of machine learning launches today morning, and if I were to choose one, I would choose this as one of the most exciting launches.
It is.
And we'll learn more about them, but let's start with what did we launch today, and what is it?
So this morning we talked about a new release that is really going to enable more accessibility to machine learning, and it's the ability to access a Studio Lab environment where all you need is a valid email address. So you don't need an AWS account, you don't need a credit card, all you need to do is be able to register an account with Studio Lab, and you'll be able to get immediate access to an environment to allow you to experiment with Jupyter notebooks and machine learning code.
So this is great, actually, because it means if you're saying there is no need for a credit card, there is no need for an AWS account, it means also students or anyone who is interested in technology and maybe they are new to the cloud, they are new to AWS and don't feel confident yet to open an AWS account, but they want to learn and explore. They can actually just join, log in, and start using it without any commitment, without putting any more data. What is needed? The email password, something else?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
That was exactly the goal, which is to really reduce the friction, not just of the account access or the credit card, but also let's not bother with the setup. I don't want to figure out how to configure cloud infrastructure.
Understanding what's in there.
Let's get going on the actual tools and the lessons. And we also come with a handful of assets like AWS MLU, which stands for Machine Learning University, which is some of our assets, as well as Dive into Deep Learning. So if you're new to ML, these are the great assets for you to start with, as well as a partner, Hugging Face. We connect with them as well, and I know that Emily's going to be talking about them pretty soon.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a demo, but one of the reasons why I like the service so much is I relate to this. Several years ago, when I was not an AWS user, I found it quite intimidating.
Yes.
There's IAM policies and security stuff. You have to get through all of that before accessing a Jupyter Lab notebook to train your model, right? And I relate to a lot of you who probably went through that journey. But with Studio Lab, you don't need all that. You can get down to business, which is access a Jupyter notebook and start doing data science, your school projects or whatever it is.
Exactly.
So that's what's exciting. So I want to dig deeper into what this looks like. So this is a hosted studio environment, which is a development environment, right?
Correct.
And it's based on Jupyter Lab, right? How is it different, or is it the same experience someone would get if they were running this on their laptop?
So the experience should be exactly the same with a couple of caveats. Mm-hmm. So you have an account, you have to log on to Studio Lab, and once you start an instance, you're able to select whether or not you want CPU or GPU. And once you select that...
Did you say GPU?
I said GPU.
We said GPU.
I get access to a free GPU.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So just a second, for those who don't know, we were talking like CPUs, GPUs. Can you help us understand?
We should.
Definitely, yeah. So CPUs are really useful for like turning on a generic notebook,
right?
Maybe using pandas for some data modeling and data labeling. As soon as you're trying to do more advanced deep learning, it's really useful to use a GPU. And so what we're excited in Studio Lab is to have GPUs available for 4-hour sessions. So you've got 4 hours of a GPU, and then you can log out and log back in, and it's right there.
So Isa, you can see me excited because...
I know. With the mask, we can see it.
Yeah, I know. So you have a CPU on here, right? You could do basic stuff here. But anything beyond that, anything more compute intensive, you need a GPU. And it's hard to get a GPU on a laptop, and it's easy to access it in the cloud. But in this case, you're getting it for free. So it's
Yeah.
actually a huge benefit in my opinion.
And I love that you are getting both of us enthusiastic about it because Shashank, you have a lot of knowledge on AI/ML. I do not. This is not my domain, and yet this service is available for both of us. I can
Right.
get started.
Exactly.
I have no knowledge, and I can get started and start playing around without
Yeah.
fear, without risk.
Yep.
And you get excited because you
Right.
get your GPUs and you can get more advanced use cases. So it's great. Everybody's happy about this.
Yeah, exactly. If you were to take a training course and start learning machine learning, at some point you'll want to train models on a GPU, and then you'll realize, how do I get access to a GPU, right?
Right.
But here you have both these options. You can switch between, as you said, a CPU or a
the
GPU backend.
Correct, right. Yeah, in fact, that's how I got started, was with the AWS MLU courses, and I did it with SageMaker itself. So there was a little bit of friction for me to get the account set up and figure out how to get into the studio. And with this, we just removed a lot more of the friction to get
Directly
going
jump
for,
into
for,
studio.
For a starter, you know.
Right,
Exactly.
right. No, absolutely relate to
Exactly.
that. So you get access to these two different backends, and you can choose one or the other. And then you get access to the Jupyter Lab environment. And this is a familiar environment, right?
Correct.
Anything
Yeah, it's an
new
open
or
source.
different?
It's an open source project that AWS is very involved with, and it's like considered the creme de la creme, if you will, for people who want to program the Jupyter notebooks. It's pretty powerful, very flexible, and it's all under one roof. You know, your notebooks, your code, your comments, and your display.
So this is pretty much a development environment in the cloud that's persistent in some sense. But you do
Oh,
have
yes.
a time limit on these options, correct?
Thank you for reminding us. So absolutely. So you have a user, let's get back on track. You have a user session, 4 hours for GPU or 12 hours for CPU. However, once your user session ends, your work is saved in a persistent storage, and when you come back, you just pick up where you left off.
Nice.
So you're not starting from the beginning each time. You have your environment, which is yours.
And importantly, you get 15 gigs of space.
Exactly
so,
right.
Oh.
so you can actually store data on this. You can store notebooks on this. You can write Python code on this. You can write R code on this. You can install other environments. Once we take a look at the demo, we're going to show a variety of Anaconda environments we'll use. They include computer vision, NLP, XGBoost, scikit-learn, R, a whole host of open source packages. So lots of flexibility.
Actually, Conda environments, absolutely.
Emily, I think you said the magic word. You know what the magic word is, Isa?
What is the magic word?
Demo.
Demo.
Yes.
let's take a look at Studio Lab and
right.
let's walk through a demo. I think that's the best way to appreciate what we have here today.
All right. Perfect. So onward ho. So the UI you see right here, this is Studio Lab. So we're looking at it right now. I'm going to take a step back in just a second. So we see a notebook here. We see this beautiful Open in Studio Lab button. But how did we get here? Where did this come from? So a couple different places. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to studiolab.sagemaker.aws. So studiolab.sagemaker.aws, and you're going to create an account. And once you've created an account, you'll have this kind of project page. From your project page, you can select your compute type. So again, you have CPU, you have GPU.
Nice.
Again, GPU is going to get you 4 hours. CPU is going to get you 12 hours. Now that clock starts the minute you press go.
Do I need to know, for someone like me, it's the first time I'm opening this, I just want to learn about technology, I just want to learn about ML. What do I choose?
Choose CPU.
I go for CPU, and once I learn more, like Shashank, then I
Exactly.
can
And
start
also,
using GPUs.
also show her the AWS, like if you're new, so
Yes.
these are the assets we were talking about earlier. So you see
Great.
the AWS Machine Learning University.
So I can read that before I get started, and then once I want to start doing exercises, that's the time.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
And then deep learning would be also like the next course after you do the machine learning basics. We definitely recommend going to the dive into deep learning, which is the link on the left.
So the recommendation is to start with the AWS Machine Learning University, which is this one on the right. And then once I have finished that, because I'm a very good student and I learn fast, then I can move to deep learning, this one on the left.
Definitely. Yeah,
Perfect.
deep learning is where all the interesting ML
Oh.
But it does require more data to do
Right.
interesting things. But we definitely recommend getting a good briefing on with the AWS MLU first.
Yeah.
Do I need to have any previous knowledge, or someone like, let's say, I want to change my career path and I'm new to technology? Can I start with the university, or do I need to learn something?
MLU
before?
is perfect. MLU
Yes.
is great. Yeah, MLU is designed for people who want to learn about data science, who are thinking about becoming a data scientist. Maybe they need to learn more about Python. They need to learn more about coding. And so that's really where MLU is strong. And I would say, like, be curious. There's
Yep.
so much out there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's definitely good. So let's make sure we get to the rest of it. So let's say you're ready for a notebook, right? You're ready to actually get to a repository. So we have 10 example notebooks that are available for use on Studio Lab right now. So this is on GitHub Studio Lab examples.
Nice.
And we have example notebooks, again, for computer vision, for managing custom Conda environments, doing geospatial data science. Today we're going to look at natural language processing. And so this is natural language processing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this link here. So open in SageMaker Studio Lab. So I'm going to click this link, and the first thing we get is a preview. So we get a preview of this notebook. We can determine if we like this, if we think this is interesting, and we're going to copy this to our environment. Actually, we're going to copy it to our project, and we'll be able to either clone the entire repository or copy just the notebook. So if you want the whole thing, clone the repository. If you want just the notebook, copy the notebook. I'm going to cancel out because I already have this.
That is pretty cool. I don't have to open up a terminal and clone a repository and all that.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so then once you have this running, essentially it's just like any other Jupyter environment, right? So we can execute cells, we can execute lines. This notebook is fine-tuning a natural language processing model for our very exciting disaster response hackathon.
Can you mentioned natural language processing. Can you quickly explain what that is?
Yes, definitely. So natural language processing is a subdomain of machine learning and deep learning where we're going to take text. And that text can come from anywhere. It can come from speech, it can come from books, it can come from movies, it can come from transcriptions. And we're going to try and put that text into a model in some capacity, usually to do something useful, or do something interesting. So that notebook is machine translation. We're actually trying to translate a COVID-19 health service announcements into various languages.
Exciting.
Yeah, so that's NLP, and the reason we're doing it is to improve disaster response worldwide. So
That is great.
so we're partnering with DevPost to deliver a hackathon. This is available again for anyone to sign up. So just go to awsdisasterresponse.devpost.com. And you can sign up for the hackathon. You can use our example notebooks. You can play around with different data sets and have some fun.
So you're not just you're providing a place to develop your code, which is Studio Lab, right? You want to participate in the hackathon, and then you have your sample notebooks that you could bring into Studio Lab and start hacking and creating your examples. Are there any other features or capabilities in the Studio Lab that you want to highlight?
Yeah, sure. So
Like, how would a new person navigate this or use this? Maybe someone who's maybe Isa, if you've not used Jupyter Lab before, right?
No, and I would be curious, like you mentioned, for example, learning, which is great for me, but are there any other use cases where this could be the right solution? Because I know we also have the full-blown SageMaker through the AWS console that is very complicated.
Right.
So when to choose which one?
That's
Is
a
it
good
just
question, yeah.
learners, or are there any other use cases?
So this is definitely, we would recommend for learners. And we talked about the ability to take this environment and migrate it to the full-fledged SageMaker, because as you know, we have so many services there, so much functionality there that you may want to leverage. But when you're just learning the basics for different algorithms for machine learning, you want to simplify and just really focus on that. And this is for people who are learning code. Because I know this morning we also talked about WYSIWYG or graphical ways of doing ML. that's great. This is for people who are trying to learn Python code and learn the Jupyter notebooks, and how do I get started? And
Right.
so, and there's also Jupyter Lab is an open source project. So you can also go to them to actually get more insight on how to navigate that.
So that brings me to another question. So let's say, again, I'm a very good student. So I learn with the Studio Lab, and then I become so good that then it's not enough. How easy it is then to move to SageMaker?
Yes, definitely. So you've got a couple options. The most basic option is a download and an upload. So,
Right.
so once you have SageMaker created, you've got your AWS console set up, you've got SageMaker Studio up and running, you can just download and then upload.
So
Perfect.
basically, copy stuff, like just how you would have done with your own personal, if you were prototyping on your laptop, you would just take and upload
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
So in this case, you do download from
However,
here.
Studio Lab provides native Git integration. So if you're already comfortable using GitHub, you can check in code through Studio Lab.
Cool.
So you can connect directly to your repository. You can see which branch you're in for that repository. You can check in changes. You can commit them. So all of this is available.
I think you get to pick up so many new skills, right? One, you get this dedicated environment for you. You get to learn Jupyter Labs and Jupyter Notebooks and learn data science, pre-processing. You get to get more proficient in programming using source control, and then eventually, when you're ready to do production workloads or something like that, you get an actual AWS account,
Correct.
and then you scale from there, right? Maybe
Yeah.
you want to deploy a model,
That's
host
correct.
a model.
That's correct.
Awesome.
Two other features wanted to just quickly highlight. One of them is custom environments. So when you're working in data science, there's something that's called a package that we care about, right? An open source package, and there are lots of these things. And part of what we need to do to be good data scientists is get used to managing those and making sure that they're installed. So Studio Lab manages what's called this kernel, where when you're creating a notebook, which I've done here, you can hop up to that top right-hand side. We're going to start with the default Python kernel that's available as a base, but we will also build and create new Conda environments for you when you bring a YAML file. So let me point this out. So for
by
the-
default, you don't have, you're not providing any specific packages. It's like a
Correct.
clean slate, and you can bring in what you need.
It is.
And you have an easy way to do that.
And yes, so over here on my data widget, right, so all my different data files, I have one YAML file that I downloaded from the example repository for this notebook. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say build Conda environment.
Oh,
So
wow, that's
build
easy.
Conda environment. Yes, exactly.
I don't have to know the Conda.
Exactly. No,
Okay.
you do not. And so we're going to build this, and we're going to create this environment for you.
Looks like you already have
I
one.
already did. Yep, that one's already there. Then we can just cruise over, and I'm actually going to create a new notebook just for fun. And then I'm going to select, there we go, CV.
Okay.
So there's my kernel. We also have kernels for R, we have kernels for Python. All of those are in that example repository.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And we are going to be diving deeper in our session this afternoon. So I want
Ooh.
to plug that at 4 o'clock today.
Oh.
So if you're at reInvent, we also want to talk about when you actually register for an account. There is an approval process to get the account, but all the attendees at reInvent will be automatically approved. So we did want to also mention that for
Yes.
reInvent.
Let's say that one more time. If you are registered for reInvent, you will get a Studio Lab account.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
By default.
And you have a session today.
Session
Okay.
today at 4 o'clock. So
4
if you
o'clock.
are here.
What is the name of the session for those who cannot watch it today at reInvent and maybe they want to watch it afterwards?
SageMaker Studio Lab.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Easy to find.
Easy enough. Okay.
Yeah, AIM234
All right.
is the code.
So
Exactly.
we have a few more seconds. What resources are available for someone to get started?
Yeah, so the first place I would point folks to really is Studio Lab examples.
Okay.
That's got all your repositories. Also, remember, our landing page has a lot of assets,
It's
right?
all
Like-
linked from a single place.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. So you can open, the entire D2L repository. You can open Hugging Face. You can open the
That's-
blog. You can connect to the hackathon.
Awesome.
Really, everything is right here.
Thank you. So Thank you, Michelle, Emily.
Thank you.
So that was SageMaker
Thank you,
Studio Lab, and you're already pre-approved if you're here, so go check it out. And stick around for more live streams and interviews. See you in the next one.